Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Excuse my voice. I know I sound like I'm getting sick. I really hope I'm not, but I am in Mexico today. Excuse the mess in the background. I got here yesterday and kind of everything sprawled out quite quickly, but today is an exciting day because we are going apartment shopping in Mexico. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna buy my very first investment property overseas here, or if maybe I'm just going to rent. My entrepreneur soul cries at the wasted opportunity for capital gains in renting, but we will see if, buying is possible. So I have a real estate agent that I'm meeting literally right now, and we are going to go to a few different already built properties. If you don't know, a lot of times overseas have two different options when you are investing in real estate. You can either invest in something that is not built yet, and it will be built up to usually around 2 years, and then you pay every month, and then by the time it's built, it's like pretty much paid off. And then, or usually you get a discount for those as well. And then if you get one that's already built, then it's more of a typical sales price. So we are looking at already built because I am looking to potentially travel back and forth here and kind of start a little branch here for my company. So anyways, I'm excited and let's go. Here is the outfit today. I have my little Ralph Lauren linen dress on, which I love, my Celine bag, Louis Vuitton sunglasses, and some Louis Vuitton slides. I did not bring a ton here because usually I dress quite casual here because we go downtown with my friends, etc. So this was kind of as good as it was gonna get on like my typical classy style, but it works, right? It works. We're going because he's already here and I'm 10 minutes late, so let's go.
It can build there.
Right.
And then you have these houses that is the highest they can go.
Wow.
So your view to the Caribbean and to Isla Mujeres.
Oh, that's Isla Mujeres.
That's Isla Mujeres, that's right. Okay, everyone, I just got back into my Airbnb. Let me give you a bit of an update. I know I did not give you like any updates during that whole process, but it was very different than what I was expecting. I was expecting them to be already built. What happened, I think, in the miscommunication is I have a different real estate agent who actually just went out of town. And so he was kind of trading me off to one of his friends to show me a property because he's out of town this week. So anyways, I went to a place called, what is it called? Nope, gonna put it on screen. But it is not built yet. They'll be done in about a year. And they are 2 and 3 bedroom apartments. And it was similar to what I was talking about earlier, where you put a percentage down up front and then you pay over the months of like the year or 2 years, 14 months. And then you pay like another sum at the end, right? And usually you get like a little bit more of a discount for doing it like that. And it is, supposedly at the end of like that year, your apartment is worth around at least 20, even to 40% more than what you bought it at originally, right? And that's sort of how they justify the prices. And of course, there's lots of risk factors that come into that. As an investor, I'm sure you can, speculate, of course, is the project going to be done on time? Are those prices really going to be worth that in 12 months to 14 months? Is there enough room in the market for a price that high, etc.? The price points that those were at currently are around like 650,000 USD to I think like something like 850,000. It's like 11 11 million pesos to like around 17 million pesos, which is quite high, to be honest. Quite high for a high-rise building in a city that is still quite young. Cancun is only 50 years old, right? And they've only really been developing it like on a luxury level for maybe 10 years. So from an investment perspective, that's quite a high risk that you can justify $1 million property here. That many $1 million properties, not, of course, there you can justify $1 million properties on a small scale, but there's quite a lot of development happening in Puerto Cancun. And if they're all around that price, I'm not sure that there wouldn't be a cap out in the market. Sorry, I know I'm talking like investor world. If you love investments as much as me, then you're thriving in this conversation. If you're here for the luxury and like the pretty apartments, then you're like, what? But yeah, just from an investment perspective, I'm not sure I see the amount of development that I would usually expect to be around here and the scale that I would expect it to be to justify $1 million properties at that level. At this point, maybe a little bit more of a hope and a bit of a risk that they're wanting this to be sort of like the new Miami, but I don't know that that's gonna happen in a year. I think it's the potential for sure, but I don't know. It's a risk for sure. So I don't know if investing that much is something that I want to do here at this point, but I think for sure, is it a high risk? Yeah, but would there be the potential for a really large reward, especially long-term investment wise? Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm debating. My regular real estate agent, of course, is going to be out of town for another week. I'm not sure if I'm still going to be here by the time he gets back, but he did give me a few other contacts of a few other people that can show me some apartments, and I might look at renting maybe for like 3 months or something. Make sure I really like it. I've already been here for 3 months prior to looking at these. I was staying in the hotel zone, which is like a different area. So I might want to stay a little bit longer in Puerto Cancun, which is still close, but it's kind of a different world, even though it's like literally right next to each other. But I do think for sure, if I'm going to buy here or if I'm going to rent, I think I'm going to be in Puerto Cancun because the safety element and the luxury housing element is pretty drastic difference from the hotel zone. Even though the hotel zone is nice, but of course it was mainly built in like the 70s and 80s, and a lot of the buildings are much older and the apartments are much older and they're expensive still, but they're older, and these are expensive but brand new. So that plus the safety element and just how heavy the security is around here, I really like if I'm gonna start working from here and having more and more luxury items here. If you guys don't know, I do luxury live sales on my Instagram. I just kind of started it as a fun thing because so many of you guys were asking me where you should get your first investment bag, like where a good deal is, how to get good deals. And so I started doing shows based on that, right? Based on like me and using my connections as a blocker to get wholesale items and then pricing them at a really, really, really solid price point that you wouldn't normally price something at if you were doing this to make a lot of profit, to make a whole business, and doing it as like a thank you for following me and a thank you to my followers for liking my content and, and engaging with it and just giving you really good deals. So yeah, that is how I started doing live sales over there. So if I start doing live sales from Mexico or even just like Central America, start maybe like tapping into this market a little bit more, maybe learning Spanish, doing a show in Spanish, or hiring someone to do the live show in Spanish for me. I don't know. We will see. But nonetheless, that was the whole little update. We will see if this other real estate agent calls me back right now so I can go see that other property. Yeah, I will take you guys along whichever way this goes. Sorry for the long rant, giving you all the details now, but I wanted to give you an update instead of just a really long montage. Just heard back from the other real estate agent, and this property is actually right next to the property that I'm staying in right now. So I'm just gonna walk over there and see that one. I'm actually not sure if this one's under construction or already ready either. So we'll find out together. Let's go. Okay, so I just got back to the Airbnb and I have many thoughts. I'm actually really curious to hear what you guys have to say about this because I want to like open up this conversation. I feel like I need to like chit chat with the girls that are, you know, investment property minded. So if there's any investment property managers or anybody that's really interested in investment properties, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments in general. So Cancun, right? It is a city that's really only 50 years old. It's really only been doing luxury for about 10 years. So when you do luxury for about, 10 years, you have a lot of opportunity to buy early because maybe the market kind of skyrockets and you get like some great investment properties, right? Love that. The last property that you just saw, right? It's 2-bedroom on the first floor, 850,000 USD, and it's not done yet. It's done in 6 months. So their hope, right, is that you pay 850,000 USD and then in, let's say, a year, right? You gain like 20% because the sky, like the whole housing market just booms and now it's worth $1 million. Or let's say 950,000, for easy numbers. So you're going to gain $100,000 out of that investment if you sell it. Okay, great. Everywhere that I've looked here is like 650,000, 850,000 USD. You're telling me that the average Cancun salary is around 500 USD a month. And so you're not selling any of these properties to anybody that literally lives in Cancun, right? Because that's pretty average salary. And I don't know that there's big enough population of people that can afford $1 million properties that actually live in Cancun full time. So now you're really only selling to vacation homes and investment like properties, right? Like real estate investors. And there's all of these buildings here that they're building, they're all trying to sell at that. I feel like they're just fishing, like they're just throwing really high numbers out there, really hoping that they can sell them. They sold a lot of these properties for like, I think like half the price 2 years ago and said it was like a 3-year project for it to get done because that would make a lot of sense. It was about 40%, like the very first one that you saw 2 years ago, we're selling for 40% less, which is around like 390,000 USD, which makes sense for that apartment. Okay, I am on board with 390,000 USD. Okay, cool. 850,000 USD. And you're saying that my investment is going to increase by 20%. I don't know that that's there. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I don't know about something. Maybe there's like a real estate investor that can tell me like something that I'm missing here, that like maybe there's some other benefit because they care less about the price because there's more of a benefit for something else. I don't know. I'm just really confused at why the prices are so high, and I don't see myself investing that much money into a market that is so risky. And if I'm seeing that it's that risky, right? Am I missing something? Like it's obviously very risky investment, like clearly. So either you just love Cancun and you don't care about the price because you just want to live here with your family. Love that for you. You're going to get, a portion of the market that's going to do that. Are you going to get all of the market? No. There's so many apartments here and you're telling me that you're trying to sell them all for like $250,000, $500,000, like not even $500,000, over $500,000. No, these are apartments that are nice apartments. They would probably be around $2,000 in the US on average. In New York, you would probably be renting something like that. Pretty expensive. Both the ones that I saw, the Airbnb that I'm in now, $6,000 a month, probably something like that, right? Roughly, maybe a little less square footage. And yeah, so you're talking about the comparison here is New York. Like that's the same price that we're paying New York prices, right? Like in rent, like if you're going to rent it. And they don't have dishwashers. You see what I'm saying? I just feel like maybe they're fishing for the market. They can sell. They're like, yay, love that. And in 10 years, it is either the best investment ever because it totally kicks off and everyone who owns a yacht in like the whole of the billionaires pick Cancun as their new biggest place. They are building a marina that is supposed to be the biggest one in Latin America. So that is going to call some yacht owners for sure. I love that. That's a bit of a justification there. Okay, I see it. But that many, I just feel like people that are buying that price right now are losing on their investment. Like if they sell, they're selling at 500,000. Like these apartments, I'm thinking around 500,000 makes sense for this area. And that's like me being generous, right? For Mexico, for the average, for everywhere else that you can do anything here with, One of my friends owns this nail studio that I go to here. It's called Princess Nails, I think. Princess something. It's in the Cluckanuck Mall. Oh my God, that's rough. I'm going to put the screenshot up there of their business here. She owns that nail salon and we got to chit-chatting last time I was getting my nails there. And I think she lives in Puerto Cancun. I'm going to ask her what she thinks about the market. They're trying to make this market like the new Miami. That's like kind of the thing that they're going for, right? Lots of little skyscrapers, and Miami's of course expensive. But even in those areas of Miami, you can still get like some of the places for like a reasonable price. They're not penthouses, but they're like reasonable, you know? Really interesting. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. If I'm missing something, or if you think that those prices for this area is kind of outrageous. I'm interested to know. All right, guys, good morning. I am up and about this morning because we are going apartment hunting again. This time we are going to an apartment that is for rent, and it's already built. It's in the hotel zone, not in Puerto Cancun. And maybe we get to see another one in Isla Dorada, which is also in the hotel zone, which was like the very first luxury area for luxury houses and stuff. It was like the first Puerto Cancun kind of thing. And maybe we get to see that one too. We will see. But this one is a 2-bedroom in a complex that I've actually stayed in an Airbnb before. So we will go check it out together. Let's go. Also, I did the same discussion on my stories about the prices from yesterday. And if anybody was thinking that that was more justified than I thought it was, am I missing something in particular? And literally my DMs are full of everybody just as shocked as me about the prices of like 850,000, you know, a city that's only 50 years old and has only had 10 years of luxury buildings. And there's no real estate history to justify that that price is going to go up in future. It would be like a huge risk. I don't know. Sorry. Somebody's outside and they're literally yelling, like, shut up. Like talking to somebody, but they're just like yelling. Anyways, my Uber is here. Let's officially go. Okay guys, I just got done touring that property. I just came over to a mall that is right next to the property. That property is 25,000 pesos a month, which is like $1,200-ish right now. And then of course you have like the air conditioning and like the gas or whatever on top of it. So I don't know, it's big, I like that. I would need to buy a lot of things for it though. The furniture comes with it, but it's not great furniture. Like I would definitely need a new couch that's like the most uncomfortable couch ever. And obviously I'd have to get rid of the beds and get like a king bed instead of 2 queens in there. So I don't know, but the real estate agent that is maybe going to show us Isla Dorada is going to get back to me, so maybe we get to see that. Okay, I just heard back from the real estate agent that I was waiting to hear back from, and we are going to see 2 different properties at Isla Dorada, which is again in the actual hotel zone, and it's like kind of the most protected area in the hotel zone. It is like its own kind of little section, and there's like an entry point that has lots of security, so I love that aspect. We're looking at a house and an apartment. The apartment is pretty dated. I don't think it's going to be an option for me, but hey, let's look at it, you know. And then the house is 4 bedrooms, and it's a little bit on the pricier side, but again, let's look at it, let's see what we think, and I'll take you guys along. Okay, we are here. This is the residential area. Really pretty. morning, everyone. I just woke up and I am moving Airbnbs today, but let's talk about the house and the apartment that you just saw that I toured of yesterday. So here's the deal. That house is 50,000 pesos a month, which is roughly, actually, I don't know the conversion. It kind of depends on the exchange rate because the exchange rate is fluctuating excessively right now. Usually it's about 20 pesos to $1. I think right now it's 16, which is quite low, but the back has the ability to rent out that studio in the house as you saw, which is very cool because I can offset the cost of the house by renting out to one of my friends. And just so happens that one of my really good friends is like currently desperately hunting for an apartment as well. So we could rent that out together. That would work really well. I do really like that house for that reason. Now, the second one you can see is much more dated, the apartment, and it is 38,000 pesos a month, which is like 2,500, something like that right now. So yeah, absolutely not. It's much like really dated for that price, and it's in a really nice area, but of course like you can get something with like a house and offset the cost and really be paying the same amount. So yeah, that's probably not an option for me at all. I do like the location of that one a little bit better. They're both in Isla Dorada, which is like a little peninsula, but it's still quite a large space. So that one has easier access to like the main pool and the main restaurant like of the whole community. But yeah, no, because it's just way too dated. The furniture is dated and I couldn't rent it without the furniture, so no. I am going to make another appointment to see that house so I can show it to my friends so they can see it and we can see if maybe that will work for us to rent together, but I don't know. Anyways, let's see this Airbnb that I just moved into. I did promise you an Airbnb tour. Technically, this is a new apartment than the one that I promised you the tour in, but it's literally the same exact thing. It's in the same building. I just moved apartments with the same management company because that one had been booked past like a certain date. So let's do a tour, shall we? Morning, guys. It's another day for apartment hunting. I'm going to see two apartments today. One of them is in Puerto Cancun and the other one is technically also in Puerto Cancun, but it's a little bit further out, and they are rentable. So this is not to buy, this is rented, no furniture, which I kind of prefer at this point because some of the furniture is not to my taste and I'm filming and stuff, so I need to have it a little bit more curated to me and what's going to be on film and stuff. So anyways, we will see how we like them. Let me show you today's outfit and then let's go because I am late. This is the outfit of today. I have my Abercrombie jeans and I made these little slits and rips in them, and then a little Balenciaga t-shirt, the Celine bag I live in, the Panda Dunks Louis Vuitton sunglasses, ignore the absolute tragedy in the background. Also, I got very red yesterday, which I'm excited about, which means I'm gonna be tan soon. Whoop whoop. Anyways, let's go apartment hunting. got done with the first one and we are on to the second apartment. Okay, back in my apartment. I just got back and I have thoughts. So the first apartment was listed at 45,000 without the furniture and 45,000 pesos, of course I'm saying. And all of the appliances were removed, which is interesting. I mentioned it and they were like, oh, well, yeah, but it would be like not furnished. And I was like, but do the appliances really count as furnished? Probably not. So we would probably have to make an offer about including the appliances in that price for sure. I like the building. I love the area. I did not like the maintenance. The maintenance was really quite poor, to be honest. Like, it's such a nice building and a really nice like pool area, and the maintenance is so bad. So whoever's administrating that building is like not doing a good job. So I don't love that. But I did really like the basketball court and the tennis court because I play tennis and I really liked like how that was set up and laid out. And the bathroom in that one was nice. So all in all, I like it. I don't mind it. It didn't like wow me particularly, but it was good enough, right? The second one, honestly, I was really just going to film another apartment for this YouTube video. I was like not even considering it as a possibility because I hadn't seen any pictures and I just knew of the building. And the building is in an area that is kind of like on the outskirts of the area I want to be in, and I don't really like that area as much. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but it's just like not in the center of like what I want to be in if I'm going to be paying the prices that Puerto Cancun is. So anyways, I was going in with like zero expectations and I was so impressed. I am actually shocked at how much I liked it. The bed was very comfortable. The furniture was my taste. The kitchen is really nice. The layout is good. I'm so surprised at how much more I like that building and that apartment than I was expecting to like it, for sure. So yeah, I said, let's maybe make an offer at lower than they asked for because I think the price is still too high for not being in the center of where I want to be, and we'll see what they say. But I'm interested to see that building. I'm actually quite surprised about how nice it is. So yeah, that's my thoughts on those. I don't know if I'll see any more apartments this time around. I head back to the US in a couple days, so I will leave you guys here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe and click on any of the other videos if you're interested in investment shopping and how to make your closet into an investment portfolio, because that is all that I talk about here on YouTube and my Instagram if you haven't followed me there already. But yeah, I will keep you updated with which apartment that I choose. So keep a lookout for that next video and I will see you guys then. Bye.